This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here on a beautiful hump day. Get out there and do some racing on this beautiful hump day in November. Yes, Tom Jones, thanks. Everybody, be sure to thumbs up if you like what we're doing. You don't have to do it just yet, but if you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe so you can find out when we go live or when new shows come on. And be sure to check us out on Twitch as well at @SeanCole_in-the-pit over on Twitch, where you have a little more of a live feeling and we do a lot of BSing and hanging out. And today we're going to do some editing and all that kind of stuff. So check us out on all those platforms. And thank you for being here to just talk about our favorite hobby, common sport, common interest, sport. What do we want to call it? Sim racing, that is. And what's going on in the world of sim racing. And before we get to sim racing, I do have one piece of news that isn't necessarily sim racing news. And I know a lot of you who watch the show are also YouTubers or Twitchers or streamers of various different forms. And there's a new thing that came out. And so there's an article here, and I saw it all over my feed, all over the place. But YouTubers are understandably terrified after this change to the terms of service. And it's being named or dubbed all over the internet the Adocalypse. I can never say that right. And basically what YouTube has done is they've made a announcement or change to the terms of service that says if they don't see you as a viable platform for them, what was the exact wording? Part of the service. If YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provisions of the service to you is no longer commercially viable, that they can just terminate your access or your Google account's access to all parts of the YouTube service. So I'm not sure how that affects people. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a small, like we were talking before the show, it couldn't just be getting rid of small content, because if you got rid of the small, you would never have growth. It might be the type of content. It might be whether it's a good fit for their advertising. Billy says this was already in their terms of service, but I just, again, it was all over the internet, so I'm assuming there's a little more to the change than it being a non-change. But anyway, it just shows you that be careful. If you are a streamer out there, one of the reasons we're on Twitch, hey everybody on Twitch, is just being protected. Dave Blair asks, how do people get into my Discord channel? That's a great question. That's like a fat pitch coming from Dave Blair. Thank you, Dave Blair. If you ever listen during our Skippy races on Friday, or sometimes I'll have the chat going when I'm doing a live assembly live on Twitch, then you'll hear a lot of people that I'm talking to in the background on audio. Those people are all on our Discord channel. Our Discord channel is part of our Patreon program. Patreon program is just that next level of supporting the show, and with that you get access to our Discord channel, get access to racing and thing. And admittedly, we haven't been doing as much over there, and sometimes we do more together and sometimes we do less. But if you ever see us arrange a Wreckfest race or a spontaneous race, which we need to do a lot more of, but right now the Skippy's been the backbone, or also the SRS series that Pro Sim Racing is doing. But yes, just check us out on Patreon, Simpit, the Simpit on Patreon, and you can find out how to get involved there as well. So, all right, on with the news. I just want to give you guys a heads up, and I guess my main point on the YouTube, regardless, because I'll bet you if you read the terms of service of a lot of things you use, maybe not even just streaming services, that these are the kind of provisions that they have for the company. It's that we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone kind of mentality. It is their platform and their area. Have I been Googling sleep apnea? No, I have not. We're getting some... No, I don't have that problem as much as I have a problem sleeping through the night. I don't think that's the same as sleep apnea. On with the show. I saw this picture and I thought, didn't I already talk about this? I remember that beautiful... Whoever painted that car, by the way, for Graham Bolin, that is a paint of paints right there. I love that paint job. I love the color scheme. I love the lines. I love all of it. I love the way they integrated the name of the company into the paint scheme. Insomnia, yeah, I'm much more closer to insomnia than anything else. Like I woke up at 4 and had to like really force myself back to sleep. Hey, Mitchy Hoyer, how you doing? Yeah, in similar news, you don't own your Steam games. Yeah, there are all sorts of variations about that. In fact, I own an Oculus, and I bought a few games through the Oculus store, and then all of a sudden I thought, what am I doing? Why don't, and I'm sure there's a way to get them over, but I like things being easy, not, third-party workaround. But I started buying all my titles on Steam because I'm like, well, what if I switch to a different VR set that's not an Oculus? Tom accepts this paint job. Yes, I do too. I do. Anyway, Graham Boland goes back-to-back, so he won 2 races in a row, if you don't know what back-to-back means. In the NASCAR iRacing Pro Series action. This was from Dover. So 2 wins in a row for Graham Boland and that awesome-looking Sparco USA paint job. Congratulations to him. Hey, Alvio, how you doing? Good morning, Lonnie. Lonnie, how you doing, buddy? You don't own your iRacing content. There you go. If I don't save my shows, I don't... if I don't save my shows, I don't even own those. YouTube does. I suppose the ones I upload, I have a copy of if I keep, and then the live shows, unless I download them, they only own them. SLK, you mean like a party where we can all go down there, or an event like the iRacing Pro Championships where I go cover a big event going on down there? Which one you mean? Mercedes SLK 230? What do you mean? And have I met you at CXC Simulations? Do I know you? SLK? iRental, exactly. Oh, Tom Jones. Too much. All right, let's move along. Chris Phillips, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you in a little while. Hope all is well. Black Friday. So, iRacing, Black Friday. Somebody looked it up, and it was like 50%, 35%, something. Anyway, it's been a trickle down. 25 is not the worst we've ever seen, but you can do a renewal. I renewed my account. They have 2 different codes, so if you want to renew, it starts now. You don't have to wait for Black Friday, but kind of sucks when all of a sudden you get that notice that your account's due and you have to pay full fare. So, if you know you're dedicated to iRacing, you might want to renew right now using 2 different codes, one for buying a 1 year, so you can get the 110 is a normal cost of a 12-month renewal, and they're charging $82.50 right now. A regular renewal of $199 for 2 years down to $149. So it's a 25% saving. And it's PR 25 off 12/20 for the 1 year. 2019, I should say. 12 months, 2019. Think of that. Anyway, you'll find this. I can't give you all the, hey there, Tom Jones donating $2. Thank you very much. Is that motivation to do some flight sim? Is that like a little tip? Like, hey, I think you should do some flight sim stuff. Joa, we can start that official study right now. Is that correct? It is cheaper than golf. Chris Phillips, it's cheaper than horses, isn't it? I think Chris Phillips' wife is into horses. It's cheaper than golf. It's cheaper than cycling. I mean, if you're really into cycling, a good bike right now, a good bike is like $14,000 for a bicycle. So yeah, it's not an expensive hobby. My mom was doing like glass, like, where you build your own glass art. And that she was spending as much on that as I spend on sim racing. All right, what else? So there you go. Black Friday deal, renew if you want. We already talked about R Factor the other day. We thought they kind of teased us with their roadmap, but apparently, wait, November 4th. What happened, Shaun? Oh, I'm tripping. That is straight up Shaun tripping right there. Why did I think this was new? Today's the 13th, not the 4th. I was like, oh, wow, look, a new one. This isn't new. We've already done this. I am so sorry, you guys. Wow. Yeah, a premium pair of Nikes. What are they, $350 for premiums? Cheaper than strippers and beer. Cheaper than alcohol. Probably cheaper than bowling. Golf is cheap up there. Okay, moving right along. Sorry about this. That was a brain fart for sure. This is interesting. 22 hours ago, posted by Formula One Game. Tonight's F1 Esport PC Challenger Series has been postponed due to unforeseen circumstances. What? Wonder what? So I guess even if you're the big boys, internet problems. I don't know what went on. Maybe they'll give us more information on what went on. Maybe we will not. Hump day, Kappa! Hump day, happy hump day, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm a little nutty today. Is the stream alive? Yes, we're alive, Willie. How you doing? How you doing? We're here. Putt. So yeah, that's interesting news. Even the big boys have problems. They had to postpone their thing. We don't know why. We did hear that one time. This is a Fnatic one, so we don't know. But, I mean, there was that one time where there was a problem with GT Sport, I believe it was, with the Thrustmaster wheel. Could be internet. Could be, who knows? Could be a great many things. 10 days out. So we are 10 days out. Actually, we are 9 days out at this point. But this is the Gran Turismo World Finals from Monaco. 10 days as of yesterday. Who will be crowned the world's fastest? The FIA GTC World Finals in Monaco is just 10 days away. So we got that coming up. We talked about this the other day, but we had no photos. Now we actually have photos. So race department posting this. Raceroom Racing Xperience BMW M4 GT4 Previews. No. I'm not saying that Fnatic may have had issues. I was speculating. It could have been many things. We did see that one time where there was an issue with the Thrustmaster wheel in GT Sport, I believe it was. It might have been different. Don't quote me on the GT Sport part, but I do know it was Thrustmaster. And then, but it could have been internet. It could have been computers. It could have been a competitor. It could have been something to do with the feed, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, here from Raceroom. Sector 3 Studios revealed some mystery preview images of fine. Yeah, BMW, man, they make so many models now. It's kind of insane. Having already released a few cars, the GT4 category within the title, the M4 GT4 will make a nice playmate for the KTM Crossbow, not your everyday GT4, the Lotus Evora, and the Porsche Cayman, and it will be coming to the title sooner than we thought. So there's one shot. Here's another shot out on track. Good looking car. I like the M4 lines. 440 horsepower for the car. All the detail about the whole thing. And we don't have a firm date, but we do suspect that it's coming sooner than later. Yeah, Steven, wouldn't it be nice if they had told us why? I mean, come on. A lot of you guys play Wreckfest, so apparently there was an update patch that was just posted yesterday. So this optimized mesh particle performance added leaderboards for the 2 new tracks in the fall update. Did some user interface changes, some gameplay changes, some multiplayer changes, blah, blah. So if you go to play Wreckfest, there might be a little bit of an update. And I haven't played it since they just did the Backwood Bangers pack, and I haven't even played that yet. So I said I was gonna. I've been meaning to, but I'm a little short on time right now. So, all right, what else? McLaren Shadow doing a little driver profile, and I'm gonna try to. I'll just smile, not laugh. But he qualified, and I don't mean anything bad. I feel bad for talking smack. It just kind of the whole thing's crazy. Anyway, McLaren Shadow, he qualified through the Real Racing. And will be joining us at McLaren headquarters in December to compete for the McLaren Shadow crown. And then they have a link on getting to know Jan Sathoff. Jan Sathoff, I believe that would be. 33-year-old German native who won through, again, Real Racing. So my question, what can we see? You may know our finalist better buyers gamer tag. Jan runs a YouTube channel called Speed Junkie online and boasts more than 7,500 subscribers. Founded in 2017, Jan posts Real Racing 3 time trials. New subscriber, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for joining the pit crew. You are the real star of today's show. As the channel gained in popularity, started working closely with EA and the developers to be the first to receive in-game updates, which he then shares with his subscribers. Anyway, plays Real Racing religiously, and my question would be, so when it really comes down to World's Fastest Gamer, how much does he play the other sims to make him actually a legitimate contender? What are your odds? If you had to put odds on the Real Racing 3 winner entry into the McLaren Shadow, what would you put his odds on to win the whole thing? And I don't mean to take anything away from 33-year-old Jan Sathoff of Germany, because hey, he's 33. I'm guessing that's one of the older guys too. Anyway, I'm putting too many words out of my mouth. There you go. What else? What else? We teased this wheel, but apparently you can now get it. The Nintendo Switch Mario Kart Racing Wheel Pro Mini now available. Remember we talked about little wheel? There you go. You can now have this incredible Mario wheel for your Switch. That's sim racing, right? We have not been, Willie, but we need to. We really need to get a Wreckfest Saturday going or something. There you go. There's the wheel. $70 through Amazon. Not sure where else you can get it. So, Grid. This is at WCC F Tech. I did see this article a couple other places. Sorry, I'm just catching up with your guys' chat. You need the Mario wheel for iRacing. Oh. Supers Online asks on Twitch. He's asking, "What are my thoughts on the new TeamSpeak 3 beta? Are they trying to become Discord?" It's funny you say that, because just imagine Lando had that wheel. Just the other day, I was talking to some friends about that very topic of TeamSpeak, and we were joking about one area where we still use it. And we were kind of laughing about it because it's like, well, why don't they step up and just use Discord? Because it's so much cooler. I would assume that TeamSpeak 3, and I have not tried it, I would only imagine if they're doing it that they're trying to become a little more like Discord, because they're actually very similar platforms. Discord's just got a better eye candy factor to it, really, more than anything else. That's probably the biggest. Some of the tasks are a little more automated and simplified versus TeamSpeak always had sort of that more spreadsheet feel about it. Old school, like a post board kind of thing. Not post board, note board, whatever you called them back in the day. So Grid has a 40-car mode on Google Stadia. That's just not possible with other hardware. I couldn't have said that more perfectly for them. So Grid is about to release on Google Stadia as well. Even though it won't be among the initial 12 launch titles available to Stadia Pro subscribers on November 19th, it's still due to hit before the end of the year, according to the latest update. This is going to be your cloud-based gaming. Grid going to be one of the first sims to migrate. We've talked about that, and I think that's one of those things that all of us have been afraid of. Like, sim racing cannot be cloud-based. Bulletin board, thank you, Tom Jones. Yes. Yeah, Discord is much easier. This is Booth. Yes, hey, Booth. Yes, it was you and I talking about that. Psych. Yeah, but isn't it funny, Supers? Isn't it funny? Anybody who uses TeamSpeak also knows, yeah, but whatever you do, don't do the update. It'll totally get you out of sync with everybody else. Don't do the update, right? Am I lying? Dave Blair, I don't see Stadia taking off for sim racing. I think I'll be one of the purists that says we want more. But Grid's going to do it, and it's going to allow for 40-man grids, apparently, which could be huge. That could be huge. I'm not going to downplay how big that could be. I'm sure it'll start coming down to people's internet connections, but I think that's something that's getting better every day still. Another article here I mentioned, it's all over the place. Grid will have 40-car mode, but only on one platform, that being through Stadia. What else? Need for Speed Heat multiplayer. I didn't know it was hard to. Billy, is it hard to multiplayer? How to multiplayer in Need for Speed Heat. So I was assumed there was just a button that I press that says multiplayer, and then I join a hopper room. Is it more complex than that? I was talking to Billy. Billy Strange. If you don't, I keep mentioning Billy here. He's been involved in our chat. Check out Billy Strange Racing on YouTube. Billy, did you decide? Are we to see any Need for Speed Heat? I know that was on the chopping block. Is it happening? And is it difficult to do multiplayer? Anyway, but there's an article here at Twisted Voxel talking about that. I don't know because I haven't played it. Car Next. Now, someone correct me because I don't know Car Next. The Pan-European Marketplace for Quality Used Younger Cars is what they're calling it. Does that mean they're like a Car Max here in the United States? I'm not sure. But apparently they are now affiliated with Max Verstappen, who I believe he had a birthday the other day. So happy birthday, Max. 22 years old. Or is he 23 now? I don't know. Oh, yeah. So if you... It just drops you into the world. All right. So you can check out Billy Strange Racing on YouTube and actually hear his thoughts on Need for Speed Heat. I'm going to have to watch that. Today is Lando Norris's birthday. That's the one. Now, is he just 20? Is that what I read on him? Anyway, so there's a whole write-up on Max and talking to him. This is at Verstappen.nl. And yeah, there you go. Max Verstappen working with them. Not sure why I want to talk about that. In the article, he talks about sim racing, obviously. Awesome. Devin's got Billy's review already queued up, ready to go right after the show. Very, very cool. All right, what else? From LA to a wet Brands hatch, the world's fastest gamer transfers to the track. So this is a whole write-up talking about James Baldwin winning the world's fastest gamer 2 competition. We saw some of that at the rooftop. We saw some of that at the tracks. We know they're at Willow. We know they're at Laguna Seca. We know they're sim racing on the rooftop, and James Baldwin went on to win. I didn't remember seeing those images of those little cars. So there's one article. This one here at Motorsport Magazine talking about the whole event went on. And then sure enough, world's fastest gamer. Sorry, I have an itch on my nose, you guys. World's fastest gamer James Baldwin Q&A. So this is right from World's Fastest Gamer and talking to him about winning the whole thing. And that could be a good read if you're just trying to kill some time. You'll find that one at WF Gamer, worldsfastestgamer.com. And World's Fastest Gamer 2 winner James Baldwin Q&A. Yeah, it seems a lot like The Crew to me. Joey, you can't watch TV while you drive. That's not safe. Hey, there's the real at the real Devin Booth. In case you're looking for shoes, you'll find cool shoes and hats at Banggood. They have Black Friday. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, you guys. Article here from let's block. Never allow. Never. Games Radar talking about should I buy a Logitech G29 racing wheel? I'm going to tell you, if by some way you're new to sim racing and you're watching this show and you're afraid or concerned about how difficult components are, what to get, is it good, do I need this, do I need that? I'm still a huge advocate of the Logitech G29. I just got to tell you, I've seen them as cheap as $250. I'm reviewing the Playseat Challenger cockpit. It's a center post rig that is not super duper impressive, but it's only $350. And if you match that, and one of my final thoughts on that was, if you matched it with like an on sale $250 Logitech G29, man, you'd win races. There would be nothing holding you back. Is it perfect? Is it awesome? The whole thing overall, no, not once you get it, but it is a really good get in and do it for real. There are guys winning world championships on Logitech wheels still. That's not a stretch. So anyway, in my opinion, yes, price versus performance, it's a great wheel. And you might find a great deal. I'm looking $400, but I've seen it as little as $200. So who knows what we're going to see on Black Friday when it comes to cheap wheels across the board, not just Logitech. But anyway, Games Radar talking about whether that is a viable wheel or not. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. You can get the G29 or the 920 and have either PS4 or Xbox compatibility. Direct drive wheels do cut seconds from your time, says Tim. I'm disagreeing with that slightly. See, I've never tried, but see, yeah, I've not tried a G27. I got rid of my G27 a long time ago. Yes, Joa, I've been meaning to do that video. I've actually kind of wanted to do a startup video sim by sim even. Like maybe one just getting in across the board and then maybe kind of like a help you enter iRacing video from my perspective. I know that video has been done a million times even by me, but it's probably time to do another variation of that. Yeah, the G29 has the pretty blue stripe. You gotta love that. Anyway, right up. So MotoGP Esport heading into their big event. Will you be joyous at Jerez? Is that Jerez? Final venue. It's just around the corner. Check out the guide lapping the legendary Circuito de Jerez. Angel Nito, where Esport finalists will contest the final race of the 2019 Global Series. So you can get a hot lap here in those bikes. Let's check out a little bit of that. Reference lap. Here we go. Never been to this track in my life. I've never even heard of it. So I'm just kind of looking at some of the gameplay, to be honest with you. Just taking an opportunity to see what it looks like when the bike leans and how much it looks like it's doing that twitchy, weird stuff you see in bikes sometimes that you really don't see real life guys doing quite like that. Jerez, thank you, Ola. Thank you. All right, in addition to that, Mastering the Island, most spectacular setting of the year. A guide securing a fast lap around the thrilling high-speed Phillip Island. I think Phillip Island is a very difficult track. What do you guys think? I mean, so when we were talking about the Jerez, I don't know it. I don't know if it's hard or easy, but I can tell you Phillip Island is a difficult track. Video here showing you how to master what they're saying was the most spectacular setting of the year, Phillip Island. So we get some in-game play there. It's that first corner. It's hard to judge how much speed to carry. The second corner, what do you know? Hard to judge how much speed to carry. This next section is a little more straightforward when things straighten out. And we got, our little left-right thingy here. Not too hard, but easy to screw up terribly. Where's the right on their version? They've changed this track. Or I'm thinking of a different section there. Anyway, you can check out Mastering the Island from the Motorsport GP side of things as well. VRS is there. Yes, Phillip Island is a bear. The final corner, too. F Phillip Island, says Devin. Jerez. Not Jerez. Excuse me. You just try to close my hat. Are there tracks? I don't know how many of you guys are motorcycle fans. Are there tracks that are better suited to cars that like bikes should never be on, and vice versa? Are there tracks out there that are like just these incredibly perfect bike tracks, but yet a car should probably never race there? I don't know enough about bike racing to answer that question. It's something I, on the spot, just worried about. I mentioned X1 Racing League the other day from New Delhi, and a promising young Indian driver, Akhil Radindra, the only Asian to be selected for the Aston Martin Drivers Academy earlier this year, will be participating in the inaugural edition of the X1 Racing League franchise base. So we talked about that. We showed the picture of the big hitters there after inking some deals and doing their draft. But so we have a new driver headed over to there. So that's a regional, very serious league that's going on. Right up on Zwift. Tim, I know you're doing some indoor biking. You could indoor bike competitively. I've kind of backed off of talking about Zwift a little bit. They've had some controversy involved in it. I don't know if you guys have caught up on any of that, but they've had controversy. They've had cheating. And at the same time, this is maybe the truest esport ever in that when done properly, not cheating, you're really depending on your physical ability to ride the video game. Now, it doesn't deal with bike handling skills, but when we argue simulation versus real, what is more real racing? RC racing, sim racing. Didn't we have a few other categories that we could throw into that same comparison? But yeah, is this even more real? I mean, you're riding your bike. It is measuring how much power, watts and kilowatts, I believe. And why the hell is this thing not charging batteries while you're doing it, for Christ's sakes? But it's running the video game. It's timing the video game. Is that Patrick Stewart? No, this guy is actually doing his 4-year review. His name's Eric Schlang, and he's doing his 4-year review and talking about how big it's getting. You'll be able to ride in a pack with people. You have events, you have teams, you have sponsored riders at this point. It's eclipsing a lot of other esports in a different way. It's also, believe it or not, going to start leading to opportunities where the esport, I say esport, wow, this guy's on my exact bike right there. The esport is going to start recruiting people to the real ranks. You're going to see guys who, it's me. So anyway, there's the 4-year. I didn't realize it's been 4 years since Zwift, but I haven't been subjecting you guys to much on the topic. But I have to say, this is a true esport all the way. GT Sport FIA Exhibition Series returns for Season 2, bringing a new point system with it. So if you're competing in that, I also know, is this the article where I saw about the Rseat? Yeah, okay, so check this out. So right now, technically this is an exhibition event. It may, however, have implications for the 2020 calendar. Players who met the criteria for the first exhibition series are already able to register for star player status. So if you want to be on that competitive level, you want to be in that star player status level, this is a clean slate, and it might be the easy way to get into that level racing on GT Sport. This coming to us from GT Planet as well. John Luke's younger brother. Slightly Mad is teasing an absolutely massive surprise. If London-based racing game developer Slightly Mad Studios didn't already have enough on its hands at the moment, it's also apparently working on something enormous. Already in 2019, we heard of SMNS's plans regarding Project Cars 3. Yep. It's also engaged in bringing the Project Cars experience to mobile with specialist mobile developer Game Evil. Last but not least, it's the Mad Box console. Is that what they're... But why are they talking about that right now? Madbox has had a bit of a difficult time with the original plans changed following the appearance of Google Stadia. We're unlikely to have heard the last of it, although it may change form before it reappears. Anyway, so apparently that's not all done. Slightly Mad, working at many other things. It's not dead. The Mad Box might still happen. All right, what else for you guys? Entertainment. Wow, today's show is not going to be super duper long. We're almost done. Anything on your mind? Of course, if you're watching, be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Not a Real Doc. Thank you very much. Not a Real Doc, now part of the crew. Yeah, if you like what we're doing, be sure to thumbs up. If you like the show, thumbs up. If you want advanced notification of when we're going live or when we put out a new show, which we have a new review coming out shortly for the the Next Level Challenger Cockpit. all you need to do is subscribe to the channel. You've got those notifications as well. And of course, if you want to help us out, be sure to tell a friend. Tell a friend about the show so they can come join us for the chat Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. as we do our pit stop talking about the sim racing news. We stream other things, other content. And of course, join us on Twitch. Hey, Twitch, how you guys doing? Shaun Cole _ in the pits on Twitch, where we do a little more behind the scenes and a little pregame and postgame show. Crafty now subscribing. Thank you, Crafty, for joining the show. Tonight, for your entertainment at 9:35 Central Time, you can watch the Lionheart IndyCar Racing Series, the Skidmark Motorsports 200, 190 laps. Where? New Hampshire Motor Speedway, that's where. So yeah, come on down, watch that. You'll find that on the Global Sim Racing channel via the iRacing Esports channel, or Esports Network, I should call it. And our very own John Hill will be in that race. I think Rob Clymer might be in that race. Dave Clymer might be in, sorry, Rob. Dave Clymer might be in that race as well. And you can check that out. It should be an exciting race at another tough oval for those IndyCar guys. In addition, we talk about rigs all the time. This was sent in by Thawman. Mr. Thawman, thank you so much for your dedicated work behind the scenes on making the pit stop so cool, because you send me so many great stories for us to cover on the show. And between my search and his emails, we put together a pretty decent show 3 days a week, and it wouldn't happen as cool if it wasn't for Mr. Thawman. But check this out. Low price cockpit, module 2, steering wheel support. Anyway, this is a 80/20 profile construction with some adapters. So it's sort of like the a la carte version, and it looks like the inexpensive type profile. I was showing the guys my profile. This almost looks identical to the profile that I use. The man is right. Thank you, Tom Jones. Budgie Smugglers, not sure what that is. Anyway, if you're looking for another option, I don't know how this pricing is. You can compare it to other things. It looks like it's in euro. So a 635 millimeter 30x60 B slot type 8, 1878. But it looks like it's the plans to build a pretty basic. You might want to do a little more reinforcement than that. I would. But it might be a good starting point for an 80/20 rig for some people out there. And speaking of that, let's check out some Reddit rigs. I love this rig. I love this rig. So this rig was posted by Malacost09. And I don't like the seat to monitor height position, but because of what he's done, you're somewhat restricted. The guy's got a whole half a car interior sitting right there. And I just love the look of something like that, where it looks finished, it's carpeted, it's upholstered, it's got, that is no Deathmobile. But underneath that, believe it or not, there's probably a Deathmobile of wood holding all those things in place nicely like that. But I'm quite impressed at the way this guy has taken some junkyard parts and made what looks like a real proper, I'll tell you what, Sam Zayat, thank you for joining the team. Thank you very much, buddy. So yeah, I that's a great looking rig there, and maybe some items to copy if you're trying to build your own rig. I like that center console. I like the idea of having that shifter and having an armrest. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Even lift it up and have a little cup holder in there, maybe. I don't know. Well done by Malacost09. Now we got one here. This is a Rseat cockpit with Fanatic hardware. Custom PC posted by James C7242, and I like the way he's got this in that little angled area of one of those tiny little upper story rooms in his house on the hardwood floor, but it looks like he's got a piece of carpet. Yep, carpet there, keeping it nice looking clean setup there. See, he's got the swinging keyboard holder. Even I need to think about putting mine back on my rig, my keyboard holder, and how I think about it. I was trying to reduce weight, but maybe that's what I need to do. And then finally, let's see, the last one we've got today is posted by Refraga, and this is totally in love with this ultra wide monitor. I'm so jealous of the ultra wide. I can't remember where we were looking at a picture of a guy with 3 ultra wides, and I'm like, all right, that's just obscene. But I really, if it weren't for streaming, I'd be a little. If it weren't for streaming, I'm not sure if I'd be a VR guy. Would I go out and buy a Pimax, or would I buy that monitor right there? I'm not 100% sure. but that's why it's here. I also like the steering wheel hook. He's got a little sound deadening material on the wall. I'm not sure if that's art or sound deadening. He's got a cool helmet there, and he's got a couple little mock. Oh, he's a total little mini helmet collector. He's got little ones everywhere. I was thinking one of those little mini helmets would make such a cool shift knob. You know, I have like a cracked old school white knob on my Hurst shifter on my Datsun. And I was like, you know, a little helmet, if you could get the right size one, like a little Senna helmet, that would be bitchin'. Anyway, that's all I've got for today, you guys. Last chance for me to remind you, be sure to subscribe to the channel to get an advanced warning of shows when they release or when we go live. Be sure to thumbs up if you like what we've been doing. Be sure to tell a friend so we can continue to grow. And of course, check us out on Twitch at Shaun_in the pit on Twitch. And we're going to be live on Twitch for probably another hour or so right now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for being the pit crew and being the star of today's show with great conversation and topics. And if there's anything you could ever think of that we could do more or that we should add to the show, pictures of your rig, hot laps that you've done, leaderboards that you've competed in, stories you think we should cover, please send them to me at Shaun, SHAUN, at thesimpit.com. Shaun at thesimpit.com, and I would be sure to add it to the show. That's going to do it for today. Happy hump day to everybody. Get out there and do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.